don't know me, my name is Chris Winnie. I'm the fire chief here in town. During Hurricane Irene, the department put forth a lot of effort to try to help everybody we could. I've prepared a statement here. When I get all done, I will read off everything that we handled, that we have documented. There was stuff above and beyond that that didn't get put down because we encountered it en route. To the town of Olive. During Hurricane Irene, many Olive Fire Department members devoted 2 full days of their time to the town. Initiated by a call from the Ulster 911 at 4:30 a.m. Sunday morning. Our members gave up being with their friends, families to help protect others' property, health, and life. In a pre-planned department effort, a command center was established at the Olive Bridge Fire Station, used to dispatch our calls due to the 911 center being completely overwhelmed. They had mass amounts of calls throughout the county. This eased the load from them, but made more work for us, causing us to need a radio operator / dispatcher. He had to keep track of what he was sending us to, all the times. We reported to him when we were done. We used our command center just like we used the 911 center. The department actually started operating at 3 a.m. Sunday morning by the department chief, myself doing an assessment of what damage had done through the night. This allowed the planned 911 call-up of the membership at 4:30, an efficient assignment of personnel in a prioritized manner based on my field surveys. Going forward, the call volume started to mount. The department started with water in the basement, trees on wires, trees in the roads, and then the list grew as the day went on. Members worked unselfishly, pumping water, cutting trees, closing roads, evacuating residences, executing water rescues, and whatever else was thrown at us. They worked well into the night, completing at the last call at 0010 hours Monday morning. The personnel was then released to get a little rest. Few stayed at the Olive Bridge Station, which not only was a command center, we were using it if people had to leave their homes, needed food, doors were open there, and they were taken in, fed, whatever else they may have needed, we could supply. The department resumed operations at 6 a.m. Monday morning, picking up where we left off. Members began working unselfishly through the day and into the early evening hours again on Monday for the people of the town of Olive. While the firefighters were doing their jobs, our ladies auxiliary were at the Shokan, Olive Bridge, and Sampsonville stations, making sure fire personnel was fed and kept hydrated, as well as anybody that was evacuated that needed to be fed. The ladies took care of that. They were given whatever they needed to drink, food. They needed a place to stay. They were welcome to stay there. We had respectfully submitted Chris Winnie, Olive Fire Chief. Rundown of calls. We done 116 calls in 48 hours for this town. And we have no problem doing that. We had 1 foundation collapse, 1 car leaking gas, 18 trees removed from the road. That number I know for a fact is low because we were taking care of them as we come upon them. These were the documented ones. I can guarantee you that number's up in the ballpark of 50. Evacuations and water rescues, we done 5. We had a couple medical assists with Home O2 problems. We had 2 of them. Wires down, trees on wires, we had 18. Automatic alarms, we had 1. We done 63 cellar pumps to keep the water out of people's basements, out of their furnaces, out of their pumps, protect their belongings in the basements of their residences. We had 5 trees on houses where it's just people getting out, whatever we may have to do there, and we had 2 welfare checks, totaling 116 runs documented. chance to make a breakdown of the man hours. I can't even begin to tell you how many total man hours we put in. We are here, yes.
Chris, I'd like to ask you, what's the company's policy on pumping sellers? Like, how many times will you go back to a troublesome spot?
We are starting to deal with troublesome ones and explaining to them they need to do something. Hurricane Irene was an exception. There was no power. A lot of people didn't have generators or means to deal with that. A lot of people couldn't get out. We dealt with them. We do pump basements. We've had some continuously repeat customers. We're explaining to them they need to get pumps themselves and set it up so that we do not have to keep making repeat sessions.
Yeah, because to me it just seems like a terrible waste of manpower. Yes. You guys are volunteering your time, and I know one place on Watson Road you're there all the time.
We got a large amount of them that have started to help themselves, and we got a few that we're still working on. We're trying our best. We're actually working with the code enforcement officer with some of these to try to get him to push on these people a little more. We are here for you folks. You call, we will respond.
Nick mentioned that the phone went out in the middle.
Yes, in the middle of all this, we lost all our phone service. We were doing all our communications with cell phones to the 911 center. We were supposed to be doing fax transmissions back and forth. We were actually transporting the fax machine to the Shokan station because we still had service there. And somebody was running back and forth with the paperwork, so we knew where to send the guys next, that they had documented down there without the calls that we were receiving on cell phones and people just stopping at the firehouse. So, like I said, we're here for you, we were here for you, and we will continue to be here for you. Thank you.
Chris? During the storm, during the height of the storm, I saw fire trucks from all over the state going up the line.
Yes.
What's the policy with mutual assists like that?
That was a statewide mutual aid assistance. Stuff got so bad up there, they went and reached out as far as Buffalo.
Yeah.
For departments to come assist because the resources were completely exhausted up there.
Okay.
The firemen couldn't function because of the hours they had already put in, and they needed a break. These guys come in, them guys were able to stay home and get some sleep. We actually sent a crew up for one night for a 12-hour shift up there. I have 4 guys that just returned from Tioga County.
Okay.
In return of them coming to us, we have counties that got ravished with Tropical Storm Lee that come through after Irene. They got devastated. They were in need of help. I just had 4 members of the department and a fire engine in Tioga County. They returned home today. They done a 48-hour stint up there to help them. Issuing dry ice, water, some medical assists that they ran with the departments up there. We do what we can to try to help. The town's good to the highway guys. You have 3 highway employees that are firemen. The town is gracious enough in our policies. We're excused for calls. One of them actually was just in Tioga County, along with 2 of my assistant chiefs and another member. There's a protocol when they go out of town like that. There's certain criteria you have to be. You have to be interior certified. So we're limited on some of them resources we can send out of town.
But we can also ask for it, right?
But we can ask for it. When it gets that bad, the county coordinator comes in, state fire comes in. Well, you had FEMA and everybody else in here too. And they start pulling the resources they have to pull to get help here if we can't handle what we got. We're fortunate enough to be able to handle everything here in town. We didn't take any of that mutual aid assistance. We're a fortunate department, folks. We got about 108 members on the books active.